As we head into the 2018 Royal Rumble, everybody is wondering what will happen at the conclusion of Sunday night. Will it be Roman Reigns? Will it be John Cena? Will it be WWE giving us nightmares for the next 3 months as we head into WrestleMania 34? Philadelphia will easily be anybody but Roman on Sunday night. That's not even the biggest thing that happened during the week of WWE. Seems like everything besides the Royal Rumble is more important this week in WWE. Vince McMahon announced that the XFL will relaunch in the winter of 2020. And Enzo Amore was fired from the WWE. Everybody wanted my opinion on the Enzo Amore situation. Everybody wants to know what I think about WWE terminating the contract of Enzo Amore. WWE is a business. WWE did exactly what I would have done, and I wholeheartedly back WWE 100% in their decision. Enzo Amore was not fired for the accusations of rape. Enzo Amore was fired because he did not bring this to WWE's attention back in October when police were investigating the situation. Back in October. We're heading towards the Royal Rumble in January. In just mere days, it will be February 2018. So Enzo Amore, whatever he was thinking at that time, thought, this'll disappear. I'll get by this. I don't have to notify Vince McMahon or my employer about anything that happened in Phoenix, Arizona. It's just going to go away on its own. What would happen if you are out with your buddies? If you're out with your buddies on a Saturday night and you have one too many drinks and you decide to take the keys and drive home. And then you get pulled over that same night on your way home. And you get busted for a DUI. Are you going to go into work the next day and not tell your boss? Are you going to go into work the next day and not tell them what happened? Because more than likely you're going to end up in front of a judge and you're going to have to go to court. And you're going to be sentenced, and you're going to have your license taken away, and you're going to own up to the fines in whichever state you are prosecuted in. You got to tell your boss, right? What if you have jury duty? What if you have a child on the way, and your wife is pregnant, and you can't make work? What if someone in the family is ill? Any situation that you can possibly think of. You have to tell your employer. You have to tell your employer what is going on. You just can't come into work the next day after said incident happens and be like, You can't expect them to automatically know. You're going to have to be out of work for those situations, and you need to explain to them, your boss, your employer, why you will not be coming to work. What if this was the situation where WWE had no idea, and Enzo was accused of rape and charged with rape, and we were coming up on, I don't know, it could be the Royal Rumble, it could be the Elimination Chamber, it could be WrestleMania. What if Enzo Amore has a Cruiserweight Championship match coming up at WrestleMania, and WWE is giving him the floor and giving him the blueprint for, a decent push going into WrestleMania as their champion, and then he gets charged with rape, he's arrested, and right before WrestleMania, WWE is out of a match, and their plans are ruined. How does that make WWE look? How would that make WWE feel? What would you think of Enzo Amore if that was the situation? Everybody wants to know if I'm upset that Enzo Amore got fired. No, I'm not. And this doesn't have to do with me disliking him. In fact, him being fired from WWE is a good thing. This is a good thing. Not only is it good for the Cruiserweight division, it could be better for the Cruiserweight division if WWE puts their mind, to the situation and actually tries with what they got on 205 Live. But Enzo Amore has been nothing but a cancer to the WWE locker room. This is an image that they have to uphold. WWE does not want this image or this individual in their company giving them a bad name. It's not even the fact that he was accused of rape by some fucking dumb bitch who probably wants her 15 minutes of fame. We don't know if he's guilty or not. Lab results haven't come back yet. So as of right now, Enzo is innocent until the lab results come back. But what I can tell you is that Enzo was fired because he did not notify WWE on what had happened. They are on social media the day of their biggest Monday Night Raw yet, celebrating 25 years of an anniversary for their flagship show. And Enzo gets to the arena on Monday night, and that's when WWE finds out. When you're flying in all these legends from all over, you got Cena, you got The Undertaker, you got Triple H and Shawn Michaels and DX and all these guys, DiBiase, JBL, all these guys there, right? You got all these legends. And then you got Enzo Amore, who rolls on into work, who doesn't tell his employer that, yeah, I might be charged with rape dating back to October. What the fuck would you do? Is that somebody that you want on your roster? Is that somebody you want mingling around with all the legends that this company has, giving them and this company a bad name? I know I wouldn't. And this is not the first. This is not the first of Enzo's problems. Enzo brags about who he's with. Enzo's bragging about his money and his status as a celebrity and as a professional wrestler. Enzo, the image of Enzo, from what this woman stated, the image of Enzo Amore in a hotel room in Phoenix with meth and cocaine and all these drugs and alcohol and partying and being irresponsible. That's somebody you want on your payroll? That's somebody you want on your roster? I know if I'm the boss of a company and I find out one of my people is doing crack cocaine in a hotel room in Arizona, giving me a bad name, done. WWE has ironclad contracts. This is where WWE knows what they're doing. Enzo Amore, not guilty of anything yet. And if he's found to be not guilty in the end, people are already claiming that, well, WWE wrongfully fired Enzo Amore. No, they didn't. They did not. Enzo Amore is going to stay fired because WWE owes nothing to Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore is an independent contractor to the WWE. They take you in, they pay you set amount of money, you do what they say. When they don't need you, goodbye. They don't owe anything to Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore filled a gap that they needed. He fit a mold in which they needed for 205 Live. If they don't want him back, they don't have to take him back. Why would they take him back? Enzo Amore has sullied his character and sullied his demeanor already to the point where WWE will probably never take him back. They don't need him. Why would they want him back? Would you want someone like that working for you? I know I wouldn't. This entire thing is nothing but a circus. It's a fucking circus. First, they suspended him. WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving sexual harassment or sexual assault. Till this matter is resolved, Enzo is suspended. That was on Monday. Sent him home. Wasn't even a part of Raw 25. Then Tuesday, they fired him. Now, the funny thing with Enzo is that he walked into Monday Night Raw on Monday, and Conrad Thompson, the co-host for Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, both of them were there. Conrad Thompson posted on Twitter that Enzo walked into Monday Night Raw wearing a very weird-looking t-shirt. On the front, it said, "This is the best day of my life." And on the back, it said, "I can't wait for tomorrow." As if he knew before he even got to work that something bad was going to happen to him. And he didn't even fucking care. And the "I can't wait for tomorrow," very, very conspiracy-like, as if he knew he was going to be fired. I read reports that WWE and Enzo had talks already because Enzo wanted out of his contract. He didn't even want to be in the WWE anymore because he wanted to pursue a career in rap music. Little did WWE know it was going to be that easy. Because I know, like I told you already twice, if someone like Enzo is disrespecting and giving the company a bad name, I would have cut him loose a long time ago. Amore was signed with the WWE back in 2012 with no prior wrestling experience. He made several promos on a video compilation and sent it to Triple H through a mutual friend. The mutual friend was Joe DeFranco, who Amore trained with at DeFranco's Training Systems gym in New Jersey. Amore had been training with DeFranco since he was 16 years old, and Triple H had also trained with DeFranco throughout the years as well. Amore was signed to NXT, later paired with Big Cass, and became a huge favorite in the tag team division. 2016, they were called up to the main roster, and they were one of the top teams on Monday Night Raw. So not all good things come from NXT. There are a few bad seeds. After being unable to capture the Raw Tag Team titles, Cass turned on Enzo, and the pair split up separately to go their ways as singles competitors. Amore was eventually moved up to 205 Live as a cruiserweight, and he would defeat Neville to capture the division's title. I'm sure WWE is rethinking that decision right now. In the middle of this title reign, WWE has now decided it was best to release Amore in the light of these recent serious allegations. According to PW Insider, Amore was set to face Goldust on Monday Night Raw, on Raw 25, from the Barclays Center, as part of the celebrations for the 25th anniversary show. It was set to take place in the third hour of the show and would have led to the Dudley Boys returning to stop the Zoe train from beating down Goldust and Cedric Alexander. The segment was rewritten with the Dudleys returning after Rhino and Slater were defeated by Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews, with the segment closing instead with Slater going through a table. Goldust and Alexander ended up being removed from the show completely, while members of the Zoe train were sent to the Manhattan Center to work cruiserweight dark matches. I'm sure you guys got your money's worth on that. Spending $500 to $1,000 on cruiserweight dark matches that nobody gives a shit about. No cruiserweight title match will take place at the Royal Rumble this weekend. The match is now axed as the title is now vacated. WWE is in the works for finding a commissioner or a general manager for 205 Live. He, according to Daniel Bryan, will decide the fate of the Cruiserweight Championship. I honestly believe that this is a good thing for WWE. If WWE wants to take the Cruiserweights seriously, look at this as a positive. Look at this as a reset. Give me a Cruiserweight Invitational Tournament. 8 men, 16 men. Have it span and be all over that show for the next couple weeks leading into WrestleMania. And I mean invitational. I mean open doors for anybody. Get rid of the weight limit. Get names in there. Bring in names that you think are going to be big names for the division. Have a Ricochet try it out. Bring in a Rey Mysterio. Go out and get some guys that you know are going to build that show and build the prestige around the Cruiserweight Championship. Have a Finn Balor enter the Cruiserweight Championship. Hideo Itami. Bring Neville back. Make it a big deal. Make the Cruiserweight division a big deal. Have it open for everybody and get rid of the 205-pound weight limit. Enzo did nothing for the Cruiserweight division. He did nothing for 205 Live. And he did nothing for the WWE. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think Enzo was guilty, because everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But Enzo's track record proved that he was more reckless than anything. And I don't blame WWE for firing him based on the fact that he did not come clean and let this go on for months. That's the reason why they fired him. And if that's someone that you would employ, I feel sorry for whoever's working for you. Because that's a shitty way to run things. No Cruiserweight title match at the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan revealed plans for the Cruiserweight title will be left in the hands of a new general manager who I am staking claim right now will be Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak will be your new general manager for 205 Live. I don't know who else it could be. Drew Gulak really doesn't do anything. Nobody's watching 205 Live for Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak, fantastic wrestler. But what has WWE done with Drew Gulak since the Cruiserweight Classic? Nothing. He's more of a mouthpiece than anything. He's more entertaining on the microphone than anything. That's going to translate into a general manager position. Believe me. WWE actually wanted Summer Rae to be the general manager of 205 Live when this rumor first started. That was when Summer Rae was actually still on the roster. Now she's not there. What good that would have done, I don't know. It's just putting someone in a position that she, A, doesn't belong in, and B, probably had no interest in. Drew Gulak is going to be your new general manager of 205 Live. If not him, me, I'll take the job. He said, on behalf of WWE, it's my duty to inform you that Enzo Amore has vacated the Cruiserweight Championship and will no longer be a part of 205 Live. I wanted to be the one to address this situation because of my personal connection with the Cruiserweight division. I am proud of the Cruiserweight Classic, which inspired the creation of 205 Live, says Daniel Bryan. I know firsthand about the untapped potential that lies within the WWE superstars of 205 Live, so it's my pleasure to announce that next week at 205 Live, a general manager will be named, and his first, or his or her first course of action will be to address the Cruiserweight Championship situation. Whoever is chosen for this responsibility, I know that it will be someone who will give this brand the direction it needs so that it can deliver the exciting, breathtaking in-ring action that you all deserve. Currently, there's no word on who the general manager of 205 Live will be, and there haven't been any rumors on which superstar will become the next Cruiserweight champion either. Drew Gulak. That's your man right there. Why Enzo was released from WWE so quickly. I told you why. Many fans were wondering why. It wasn't because he was accused of rape. It wasn't because of anything else besides he did not act accordingly and tell them back in October. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com is reporting that Enzo was aware of the allegations but did not inform WWE until the news broke on Monday, and they found out, not from Enzo, but on social media, because this individual came out and claimed rape. Then she had her ex-best friend come out and say Enzo was guilty with a bunch of text messages and DMs citing that no rape ever happened, that it was willing. She willingly had sex with Enzo Amore. And I question the fact that why would Enzo be that stupid to rape anybody in his position and risk everything he's worked for? I don't get it. I don't get it. Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet reports Enzo not informing WWE about the investigation played a big factor in their decision to release him. Satin also says that Enzo was on thin ice anyway with WWE based on previous backstage behavior. Satin cites WWE's moral clause, which allows the company to terminate a contract even before a person is actually convicted. They're in their own boundaries and own grounds to fire this guy whenever they want. Like I told you, Enzo's an independent contractor. They owe nothing to Enzo Amore. So if they don't find any use for him or if they don't want him, done. WWE's ability to find, suspend, or terminate a WWE talent will not be, however, limited or compromised in any manner in the event of incontrovertible evidence of such illegal misconduct is presented to WWE. Section 9.13a of the WWE booking contract, commonly known as the Morals Clause, provides WWE with broad discretion and authority to act under such circumstances. It's in writing. It's in writing. Enzo's done from WWE. And I wholeheartedly back this decision. This could be a good thing. He was doing nothing for Monday Night Raw or the Cruiserweight division. He did nothing for the title. He did nothing to bring awareness to that show. This could be looked at as a good thing. Not only for the Cruiserweights, but for the image of WWE. I don't want someone like Enzo, who is blatantly irresponsible, giving the company a bad name. And if I'm WWE, if I'm Vince McMahon, I am extremely, extremely pleased with that decision. Get rid of him. As far as the rest of what happened on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, NXT, Monday Night Raw, we all know that it was the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. Everybody's crying about the Manhattan Center being shafted, the Barclays Center getting much of the show, and the Manhattan Center barely getting anything. People willingly spent $500 to $1,000. There's memes all over the place. You know, just with people in the Manhattan Center watching Monday Night Raw on a big screen instead of, you know, actually sitting at home in the comfort of their own home on their couch watching the show. It would have made no difference. But then you got people out there who are telling the people who are complaining about the Manhattan Center to shut the fuck up. I mean, I understand both sides of the story. I understand both sides if you're there and you're upset, or if you're there and, you know, you had a decent time and you're looking at it in a positive light. I think we can all come to an agreement here that WWE fucked up. Neither of you are right, okay? Each and every one of you is going to have an opinion, whether you're there and you liked it, or you're there and you fucking hated it and you're complaining and you're upset about WWE not giving you what you spent money on. But we can look at it and look back on it and pretty much all be in agreement that the show fucking sucked. Monday Night Raw was terrible on Monday night. And I don't want to hear otherwise. It was a bad show. It was one segment on a 3-hour show split between two venues that did nothing to get you excited about the show or the Royal Rumble. WWE dropped the ball. When you have SmackDown talent in that venue and you don't utilize AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, the fuck are you doing? You had all hands on deck for this show, yet you give the Manhattan Center a 2-minute Hardy Wyatt match, a rehab reunion with DX, an Undertaker promo that went 3 minutes that told absolutely nothing, and then you get a collectible chair to take home. Oh, we got a collectible chair to take home. It was about the experience. Fuck experience. I want to experience money in my wallet at the end of the night. I don't want to spend $1,000 for a fucking collectible chair. So I don't understand these people who are so ignorant coming out and saying, what are you complaining about? Am I happy that I didn't get anything? No. Do I regret it? No. It was the experience. When you're spending upwards towards $500 and $1,000 on tickets for a Monday Night Raw in the original venue in which the show first began, I expect substance. I wasn't even there, and I was pissed off at the people. I was pissed off for the people and what they had to go through. The show sucked. WWE put little to zero effort in that show. And if they wanted to give the fans their money's worth, it should have been one segment at Barclays, one segment at the Manhattan Center. One segment at Barclays, one segment at the Manhattan Center. Not that difficult to do. Not that difficult to do. No, but I got a collectible chair, though, so all is good. Fucking terrible. Did it get you excited about the Royal Rumble? No. Is WWE riding the nostalgia train just a little bit too much? Are they running out of gas with these nostalgia acts? Yeah, they are. They are. How many times can we get excited about seeing DX? The older they get, the less I want to see them. How excited can we be about seeing the fucking Undertaker again? Get with the fucking program. Giving me the Dudleys and putting someone through a table with a 3D is not what I want to see for a 25th anniversary show of Monday Night Raw. 25th anniversary show of Monday Night Raw should have been built like a fucking pay-per-view. It should have had one thing in mind. How do we get these fans excited for the Royal Rumble while paying homage to Monday Night Raw? WWE did none of which, and they gave you one of the worst shows out of the last few years. Trash. SmackDown Live was no better. At least this week we got 2 AJ Styles matches instead of 2 Jinder Mahal matches like we got last week. SmackDown Live is utterly boring. And something needs to change. Instead of Road Dogg showing up at the Manhattan Center on Monday Night Raw, maybe he should be in his hotel room writing a better fucking script for this show. SmackDown is one of the most boring 2 hours that you could possibly ever watch. It has absolutely no momentum and feels lifeless. How do you feel lifeless with a roster with Rusev, Aiden English, hottest act in WWE, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Ty Dillinger, AJ Styles! No, we just get the show that we get on Tuesday nights that feels soulless and lifeless and just is rinse and repeat from when we seen last week. All wrapped around a storyline with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon that we don't even know where the fuck it's going. We don't even know where it's going. If it's not leading to Daniel Bryan coming back, then what is the fucking point? SmackDown is utter garbage. I don't even want to sit here and say, well, I hope it gets better after the Royal Rumble, because we know it's not. At least we have NXT. At least we have some people in WWE operating with a functioning fucking brain. I can't wait for TakeOver on Saturday night. TakeOver is my main event, as it usually is every fucking big pay-per-view weekend with WWE. Adam Cole versus Aleister Black. I'm hearing it's now a number one contenders match. I didn't hear this anywhere else. Someone brought it to my attention. I didn't hear any confirmation on that. We'll talk about that. We got a review coming up. We got, I think, Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane. They called each other out, or Lars Sullivan called Killian Dane out. I'm not sure if it's going to happen at the pay-per-view or not. We didn't see much of Killian Dane after Lars Sullivan made the challenge. Kassius Ohno versus the Velveteen Dream. Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. The Undisputed versus AOP. And then Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship. NXT had a great show on Wednesday. NXT was highlighted. Now, some people didn't like it. I enjoyed it. Some people don't like Shayna Baszler. I've enjoyed Shayna Baszler so far in 3 weeks. Yeah, it's only 3 weeks, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. Yes, we all know Ember Moon is terrible at cutting a promo. Yes, we all know Ember Moon is forced, regurgitated, and just comes off as, one of the most unnatural things you could ever see on WWE television. But she needs to get better at that. I understand that. But it was better than what we seen. The sit-down between Baszler and Ember Moon was better than anything that we've seen on the main roster. That's what I'm trying to prove to you guys. That's the point I'm trying to get across. They did literally nothing. We don't see that type of interaction with anybody on the main roster. It's a fucking 8-woman tag or a 6-woman tag. Meanwhile, you got Shayna Baszler, who's there sitting down, smirking, showing utter disrespect for Ember Moon. Ember Moon looking like a goddamn fucking clown because she's the one challenging Shayna Baszler instead of it being the other way around, But Ember Moon is playing this role of the fighting champion. She's standing up for everybody on the roster. I don't know why, but that's what a babyface does, according to WWE. And Shayna Baszler sitting there in her black leather jacket, showing utter disrespect and no care for Ember Moon. Just knowing and oozing charisma or oozing, confidence that she's going to beat Ember Moon because she's Shayna Baszler. I thought it was great. But we're going to talk about all that on the preview and predictions for NXT Takeover on this show of Off the Script, Part 1. Episode 206, by the way. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble this weekend. We'll probably save the predictions for tomorrow. And we'll get into everything Royal Rumble on Saturday. Other than that, man, that was your week in WWE. That's what I have to say about the Enzo Amore situation. And it's all about TakeOver today on Off the Script. So let's hit the introduction, man. I'll be back in just a little bit. We're going to talk NXT TakeOver. We got an unboxing to do for WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com. So thank you guys for checking out WrestleCrate. Other than that, man, I'll see you on the flip side. This is Off the Script, episode 206, part number 1, to begin your Royal Rumble 2018 weekend. I want you guys to know with the Royal Rumble on Sunday night, of course, we're going to have a WrestleRumble.com Royal Rumble Pick'em. WrestleRumble.com was born from the Royal Rumble. And this Sunday, if you guys go to WrestleRumble.com, you have a chance to win money. But it ain't going to be easy, man. I'm letting you know right now. Normally, when Matt, sends me whatever he's got to send me as far as information goes, and he asks me if I want to enter, I'm like, dude, I don't know about the Royal Rumble Pick'em, man. This is literally every competitor for themselves for the Royal Rumble Pick'em. This is the toughest Pick'em possible all year. But the first prize is completely worth all the struggle for this Pick'em, man. First place is $1,000. Do you know what I could do with $1,000? I can do a lot. That's a lot of Guinness, man. Second place is $100, but you're also going to get a Winged Eagle Championship belt, and there's been no better world championship in WWE than the old school Winged Eagle belt. Third place, $100 plus an original piece of wrestling artwork from Nemo John. Not familiar with his work, but I'm sure it's of quality. Fourth place is 3 illustrations of your choice from extracoolerart.com. And a fifth place prize is a $20 gift card to heelsandfaces.com. Follow them on Twitter at WrestleRumble. Make sure you guys follow them because they'll be giving out free entries all weekend long. LaBar, Grim, Satin, Solomonster, JD. We're all a part of the Wrestle Rumble family. So if you guys listen to any of those guys, make sure to check WrestleRumble.com for your free chance to win entries into the Royal Rumble. But if you guys want to enter, please do so. WrestleRumble.com. They are sponsoring the podcast all weekend long. And I would love if one listener of Off the Script wins that first place prize of $1,000. WrestleRumble.com, the Royal Rumble Pick'em. You have up until 7:59 p.m. to enter. Or actually, what time does it start? 7? I think it's a 4-hour show, typically with these WWE shows. 6:59 p.m. is the cutoff time. So make sure you guys enter WrestleRumble.com for the Royal Rumble Pick'em, man. Thank you guys so much. I have an unboxing to do, and I am, just by the look of it, I am not pleased with what I got, but December's crate was good, so I kind of figured that January they were going to skimp a little bit on the content, but we got a Wrestle Crate unboxing to do, which we're going to get into in just a few seconds here. WrestleCrate.com. You guys can use coupon code JDSENTME at checkout. Make sure you guys do that. They are part of the Off the Script family. I want to send a huge shout out to the people over at Harry's Razors, man. You guys are kicking ass. Every single day I get somebody who is pleased with the free shave set that they get. All you guys got to do, if you guys want to support the show, you guys want the best shave of your life, Harry's is the place to go, man. Harrys.com/script. Make sure you guys get your free shave set. All you guys got to do is pay shipping and handling. That's $2 or $3 max. You're going to get a razor handle, a razor blade, shave gel, and a razor blade protective case. Beautiful packaging. You're going to shave, and you're not going to go anywhere else. I'm telling you right now, once you shave with Harry's, you're not going to want to shave with anybody else, man. Harrys.com/script. Make sure you guys get your free shave set, courtesy of Off the Script. Also, Audible. Audible's giving you guys 30 days free to try their service out. 1 month of Audible. Plus, they're going to give you one free audiobook of your choice. audibletrial.com/offthescript. If you guys don't want the service, if you want to get the audiobook and don't care for the service, you guys can cancel it anytime. You still get to keep that audiobook for free. So make sure you guys check out Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Let's get into this unboxing, man, before we get into the NXT predictions. Not much news this weekend for the Rumble. I got some news. I got some very depressing news, actually, about Stephanie McMahon being a part of the announce team. Stephanie McMahon's part of the announce team. She's going to be the first voice that you hear on Sunday night. So WWE already starting the Royal Rumble off in dismal, miserable, nightmarish fashion. So if Stephanie McMahon is going to be commentating the Royal Rumble, you're going to want to hear my prediction on why she's there. Because if you think Stephanie McMahon is going to be at the commentary table and not get involved in the match, then you're a fucking fool. You're going to want to hear my predictions for this. It might not win you the Wrestle Rumble, but it's certainly plausible. Certainly feasible, what I got to tell you. Let's open this fucking crate, man. WrestleCrate.com. Follow them on Twitter. I believe it's WrestleCrate USA. What do we got here, man? What do we got? I don't know. I see a beer koozie, which is good because I'll be drinking Guinness this weekend. Protect the business. Keeping kayfabe alive since 1880. There you go. I like the color. Gray fits me well. T-shirt there. WrestleCrate.com. What do we got here? We got, remember those pillow buddies that we used to sleep with? I know you used to sleep with them, motherfucker. Big John Studd and the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. We got a mini one here. We got one of the guys, one of the Young Bucks right there. Look at that. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably give it to Bailey to fucking chew up and play with, but it is what it is, man. Beer koozie. Ready to rumble. That's going to keep my Guinness nice and cold this weekend. Another pin here. We got, what are these, Zack Ryder glasses? Looks like Zack Ryder glasses. It could be Macho Man. I don't fucking know. Whatever, man. Lapel, yeah. Pin. We got a pair of sunglasses. I'm going to assume they're Macho Man because who the fuck would want to wear Zack Ryder glasses? Trading card here from Bull Dempsey. Signed. Tops. Anybody remember Bull Dempsey? Yeah. I know you don't. Who cares? Reading material that I probably will not even read. I'll probably end up giving it away. Royal Rumble 2018 special. And lo and behold, who's on the fucking cover? Everywhere you look, whether it's a video on WWE's YouTube channel or someone speculating. Look, like we really need to see that. Right? Yeah, sure. And then you got the blueprint of what was in there. The Protect the Business shirt. Nick Jackson mini wrestling buddy. Number 1 of 3. It was an enamel pin of the Macho Man glasses. There you go. Ready to Rumble koozie. And then Boom Studios WWE comic Royal Rumble special issue. There you go. And that is Wrestle Crate. Pretty weak this month, guys. The best thing in there was the t-shirt. The t-shirt there. So that is that, man. WrestleCrate.com if you guys want to save 20% off your first subscription delivered right to your front door. Use the code JDSENTME for 20% off. Big sponsor of the show. Thank you guys to them. I do have That Wrestling Club. We'll do that tomorrow. And then I do have my Pro Wrestling Crate, which came, but the mailman here in the neighborhood is a fucking idiot, and he didn't leave anything there for me, and I have to go back to the post office and pick it up. So there you go. Anyway, we're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about the NXT predictions in the card, and I got a lot to say about that. I do want to mention one piece of NXT news that was in the dirt sheets, and I don't know why she has to open her mouth, but this found its way to my newsfeed, and I chuckled. And I laughed, and I don't know why she is even trying to remain relevant. Hall of Famer Sunny calls Candice LeRae too ugly for the WWE main roster. Yeah, because Sunny is having her greatest days now, right? Yeah, because Sunny has to remain relevant by doing fucking D-level porno. I don't know where the fuck she, or who signed her, Vivid, or if it's on Pornhub somewhere. I don't fucking know. Who cares? I feel sorry for whoever jacked it to that fucking garbage. You couldn't pay me to fucking fuck Sunny with someone else's cock. Give me a break. Sunny has been through a lot in her career and continues on this day, campaigning her words as fact. She isn't shy about her opinions either. In a rather scathing Facebook post, WWE Hall of Famer Sunny rallied against Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae, who are the world's cutest tag team. Sunny vented her displeasure concerning intergender wrestling while saying anyone who supports this should bury themselves alive. It ain't that serious, honey. It ain't that serious. Lucha Underground does it. You know what I do? I don't watch it. Simple as that. You know? People say I shouldn't watch the product either, but then you won't have content to watch. So you can shove that right up your fucking ass. So she then directed her aggression at Candice LeRae, who I think is cute. She's attractive. Married to Johnny Gargano, the next NXT champion. She directed her aggression at Candice LeRae, specifically saying she's too ugly to make it on the WWE main roster, and she also took a shot at Bayley in the process. And she was signed to developmental, right? That's her first mistake. NXT is not developmental. Okay, it's actually outperforming the main roster as far as quality goes. So it's not developmental. It's a legit third brand. So she's like, she was signed to developmental, right? Which means she's too ugly to make it to the big show. Unless they give the girl some major plastic surgery. And she capitalized the word major. I.e. Bayley, sorry, had to be said. Sunny might be experiencing some sour grapes if she was expecting to be a part of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble but never got the call. Sunny was never a fucking wrestler. Sunny made her name by sucking the dick of Shawn Michaels and parading around the locker room, probably being banged by 80% of the roster, and then managing teams left and right. 1 week it was the Body Donnas, 1 week it's LOD, 1 week it's the Godwins, 1 week it's the Smoking Guns. The fuck did Sunny do? Sunny was in the right place at the right time. She didn't have any real managerial skills. All she was a short dress, blonde hair, and big tits. You want the truth? There you go, honey. Fuck out of here. Sunny might be experiencing some sour grapes because she's not in the Women's Royal Rumble, but she seems to have a lot of pent-up animosity towards Mrs. Johnny Wrestling. Don't worry about it. Candice LeRae is in WWE and they put her in NXT because she needs to get acclimated with the WWE main, way of doing things. Ring entrance, theme music, TV. Candice LeRae, I am sure, has enough quality in her skills to outperform anybody on the main roster. They're moving her down to, or bringing her into NXT to get her ready for the main roster. What, is Ricochet too ugly for the main roster too? Right? Is Ember Moon too ugly for the main roster? No, but you guys want Eva Marie. And you guys want Eva Marie 2.0 on the main roster, in which none of them can wrestle. Right? You guys want Sonya Deville on the main roster, who can't wrestle. Fuck out of here. Bullshit. Sunny is nothing but sour grapes. Hey, honey. I think Pornhub wants to do another video. So why don't you go pretend somebody dresses up as, LOD Hawk and go fucking suck some cock on TV, on Pornhub.com, please. I'm sure, or what does she got? She got that Skype business in which she gives fans the Skype, right? She gives fans her Skype and then she calls them wearing sexy lingerie. Yeah, good luck on getting it up with fucking saggy tits from a 50-year-old who is well past her prime. Get the fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous. Anyway, I figured that was in the news and you guys would be interested in hearing that. Candice LeRae is too ugly for the main roster. There you go. What's going to be ugly this weekend is how NXT is going to fucking rub the salt in the wound for the WWE main roster, because we all know that NXT Takeover Philadelphia is going to outperform the Royal Rumble in every sense of the word, as it usually does. 9 times out of 10, it usually does. And this card is shaping up to be damn good. Saturday night. First thing I gotta say, man, the music for NXT is always on key, always on point. You gotta love Triple H's just vision. And he even stated this in the conference call that I was monitoring through Justin LaBar's Twitter, at Justin LaBar. If you guys want to go follow him, he's usually a part of the conference calls. Good buddy of mine. And Triple H mentioned the difference between the music on the main roster and how to get hype for a pay-per-view on the main roster compared to NXT. Someone actually brought up the music, and, he wants to get unknown bands out there to the general public. He wants to use a more harder, edgy sound for NXT because it fits the overall presentation of NXT. He knows Triple H is a good businessman, whether you like him or not. It works. The music that, more times than not, the music that they pick for NXT TakeOver usually fits fucking perfectly like a glove. Normally on the main roster, we see this bullshit. You know, it fits the women's movement. It's more poppy. It's more mainstream. It's more cringe. We don't really pay attention to the theme music for the pay-per-views. Normally, you know, WWE has this garbage that floats around for these major pay-per-views on the main roster. Once in a blue, you'll get something that sounds decent, that actually fits to the overall theme of the pay-per-view. But more times than not, NXT has this harder, edgy sound, and it fits to the overall presentation of NXT. And Triple H says that, listen, you know, I listen to, you know, some harder stuff. I want to get some of those rock bands out there, those heavy metal bands, those hard rock bands. I want to get them out there and get them some exposure. And I want to get that sound, you know, underneath what we're trying to present with NXT because it fits. All while getting the musical act out there to a broader audience. You gotta appreciate Triple H, man. It's good. It's good thinking, and I just love his vision for NXT. This is his baby. He's operating it the way he thinks a wrestling business or wrestling promotion should be run, and that's why I have faith in Triple H when he does eventually take over day-to-day operations in WWE. It might not be the same exact thing that we're seeing now on the main roster, but if you take some of that, if you take some of the way they present NXT and apply it to the main roster, I think we will get better than what we're getting right now. But NXT TakeOver, man, I'm going to start with the bottom of the card and work our way up. Velveteen Dream versus Kassius Ohno. This was announced after NXT this week. Velveteen Dream had a great match with Johnny Gargano and Patrick Clark. I've been high on Patrick Clark, and believe it or not, man, I was not high on Patrick Clark at all. I seen him come out as Patrick Clark before they renamed him and repackaged him as the Velveteen Dream. I didn't know what was going on. I thought, look at this fucking guy. This is going to be one of those gimmicks that has a very short ceiling. It ain't going to go anywhere. This is a main roster gimmick that's going to be buried like the likes of Adam Rose and Gold Dust. It ain't going anywhere. But then the guy comes out, cuts a promo, comes out as the Velveteen Dream. This guy is oozing charisma. He lives the character everywhere he goes, in everything he does. Mannerisms, body language, facial expressions. Then they put him in his first major feud with Aleister Black, and all of a sudden, everybody's talking about the Velveteen Dream. This guy was ranked as one of the breakout stars in WWE for 2017 on virtually everybody's list. That match with Aleister Black was on everybody's top 10, top 15, top whatever for 2017. The guy is 22 years old. The guy can wrestle. The guy's got a character that he lives and the fans believe in. This guy was actually being cheered more so than Aleister Black, and Aleister Black is the face of NXT right now. You watch the match with Johnny Gargano, people are chanting for the Velveteen Dream. People believe in what this guy is selling, and if they can believe in something that you're selling, you know you have a successful gimmick. If they didn't care about the Velveteen Dream, they would have easily cast him off. The fans wouldn't do anything. Just look at No Way Jose. Nobody gives a shit about No Way Jose. The fans react. The fans cheer. The fans are intrigued. They're invested in everything this guy does because he believes in what he's presenting, and in turn, that makes the fans believe in what he's presenting. Kassius Ohno, I feel like Kassius Ohno is a victim. He's been victimized by NXT by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, coming back at the wrong time, because with that little part of him being away from NXT, from when they first let him go to when he came back, so much happened in between there, and people were coming up through the ranks and things were being developed. He came back and he didn't fit into any of those plans. Kassius Ohno is not going to be in any NXT championship title hunt. Kassius Ohno has been nothing more than an enhancement talent on NXT. And I honestly think it's going to be the same thing here at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Velveteen Dream, needs the win, should get the win. And Kassius Ohno, a win here for Kassius Ohno will do nothing for Kassius Ohno. Who is WWE more invested in right now? Dream or Kassius Ohno? Velveteen Dream. Going to win with the Purple Rainmaker. Going to beat Kassius Ohno on Saturday night. Kassius Ohno, honestly, you want my opinion on Kassius Ohno? I believe he gets moved up to SmackDown Live or Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Because there's nothing for him to do in NXT anymore. It's It's a point now where he's done literally everything and he's enhanced as much as he can do. And he's put over seemingly everybody. You know? He's put over Gargano. He's put over Lars Sullivan. He's going to put over Dream. What else is there for him to do? Move him up. Guy's got the talent. Guy's got the athleticism. Granted, he doesn't have the look and the theme music, and he's cringe, but the guy can fucking wrestle. I want to start seeing some Kassius Ohno versus Cesaro, or Kassius Ohno versus a Baron Corbin, or a Kassius Ohno versus an AJ Styles, or a Kassius Ohno versus a Kevin Owens. Start utilizing this guy. You know, Elias did nothing in NXT. Now look at him. Going to be the Royal Rumble Iron Man on Sunday night. Believe me. You know, it didn't work for him in NXT. People didn't like him in NXT. He didn't have a character developed in NXT. They moved him to the main roster. They alter his name. They give him a slight gimmick change. Some nuances here and there change about him. And now he's probably one of the best things on Monday Night Raw. Same thing can be happening with Kassius Ohno. I think his time in NXT is done. He loses to Dream on Saturday night. He gets moved up to the main roster after WrestleMania. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole Extreme Rules match. I do not know if this is a number one contenders match. I do not know. I would not be surprised if it is, though. If it is, it certainly presents an interesting situation with the main event. Aleister Black is the face of NXT. Aleister Black has already been pinned. He's already been pinned. He hasn't lost in a singles match. He hasn't lost one-on-one yet. I know this, goons, but WWE, for the greater story here, had Aleister Black pinned by Johnny Gargano. Now, granted, it was due to outside interference because it protected Aleister Black. He didn't really get pinned clean. So Aleister Black right now virtually is still undefeated in one-on-one competition. He didn't lose yet. He's going to lose on Saturday night. He's going to lose on Saturday night, believe me. Aleister Black, I've been stating for weeks, does not need the NXT Championship. You can move Aleister Black up to the main roster now and put him in the main event of WrestleMania. It will be no different. He is ready. He is primed and ready. You could put him in the Royal Rumble. Solid Monster has been lobbying. Just fantasy booking. He doesn't have any inside information. Solid Monster on his podcast this week mentioned you could take Aleister Black out of NXT, put him in the Royal Rumble, and have him win the Royal Rumble and put him in the main event of WrestleMania against AJ Styles. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want to see that? Please, take my money. Take my money. WWE wanted to be adventurous and do something different. Aleister Black doesn't need the NXT Championship. The character Aleister Black, with a loss, is not going to be any less of a character than he is now, undefeated. Adam Cole has gotten the short end of the stick ever since he came into WWE. Yes, he had a breakout moment in War Games. You know, it was supposed to be he and Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship. WWE gave the title to Andrade Cien Almas. With McIntyre going down, Adam Cole really had no direction for a little bit. And it moved him a few steps back. Now they're slowly rebuilding Adam Cole, and they're pushing Undisputed as the top faction in NXT. Adam Cole needs a win over Aleister Black. Adam Cole has an out with the Extreme Rules stipulation. It wouldn't be, you know, if this was a one-on-one match with just standard rules, then you could lobby for Aleister Black to win. But Adam Cole with the no rules, anything goes, any weapons are legal. You got the Undisputed on the outside who can lend a helping hand. Adam Cole could easily get a win here, propel himself to the NXT Championship, and Aleister Black will remain protected. Aleister Black and his undefeated streak singles run, you know, that was already kind of, you know what, WWE has already showed you that it's not really on their list of priorities right now because they had Gargano pin him, even though he was still protected. But I don't think WWE really cares about Aleister Black and his undefeated streak right now because with a win or a loss, Aleister Black is going to remain the same. He takes nothing. It will not harm him in any way. Aleister Black will always be Aleister Black. He's still going to be the face of NXT. He's still going to be must-see. He's still going to be the guy that people gravitate towards and want to see. I think Adam Cole needs it more than Aleister Black. That's what I think. I think Aleister Black is going to lose to Adam Cole on Saturday night in the Extreme Rules match. And whether Gargano or Almas win, if this is a number one contenders match, if it is announced at any point between now and Saturday night that this is a number one contenders match, Adam Cole is going to win it, and we're going to get Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. Maybe we get Gargano versus Ciampa at SummerSlam. I don't know. In Brooklyn. I really don't know. But I'm going with Adam Cole here. I'm going to go based on the fact that this is not a number one contenders match, but Adam Cole is going to get the win regardless because he needs it. Aleister Black doesn't need it. Aleister Black does not need it. Adam Cole has been fighting his way through all this setback. I think now we get him a big win over Aleister Black. Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I honestly think the Undisputed Era is going to clean sweep on TakeOver Saturday night. There's no reason why the Authors of Pain should win. They've done literally everything they can in NXT. They don't need the Tag Team Championship. I think you give the Authors of Pain, a strong showing here. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, they are the smarter men. They're going to outsmart the big men on Saturday night. Retain the titles. I think we get an Undisputed Era versus a TM61 match at WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. I think the Authors of Pain will go on to fight War Machine at WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans, and that will be the final curtain call for the Authors of Pain. I think if you're going to move the Authors of Pain up to the main roster, you're going to have a team come in that is going to be as dominating, if not more dominating, than the Authors of Pain to replace them. And with War Machine coming on into the Performance Center the past 2 weeks, and they're already signed with WWE and NXT, WWE is going to want to get them on television soon after the Royal Rumble. They're going to want to get these guys primed and ready for television, and you're going to set up a match with the Authors of Pain, and you don't need two dominating teams like this on the roster. They can't survive together. Authors of Pain are ready for the main roster. They are needed on the main roster. And with War Machine coming in, I think War Machine pushes them to that point, and we get Authors of Pain on either SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, and War Machine is the dominating team in WWE. But as far as the win here, I think an Undisputed Era versus TM61 is where WWE is going with the tag team division right now. I think that should be an interesting match. They're building up TM61. They're giving you video packages on who they are. So WWE, I could see them going in that direction. I don't think the Authors of Pain are going to win. I think Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are going to outsmart the Authors of Pain on Saturday night and win and retain the Tag Team Championship. Now, Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane I thought was announced. Lars Sullivan came out and announced that he wanted Killian Dane, that, whatever they went through in that fatal four-way where Johnny Gargano was crowned the number one contender, I know Lars Sullivan wanted more of Killian Dane in that match. But we really haven't seen Killian Dane since that announcement. So I don't know if they're saving it for NXT television on Wednesday night. I would not mind seeing Lars Sullivan here tonight on this show. I think it would add another match in which WWE can give us. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with a Lars Sullivan-Killian Dane match. I say give it to us. If it does happen, I'm going with Lars Sullivan, obviously. But it's not on my list here. But I do hope we see it at TakeOver. If not, I'm assuming they'll be setting it up for a random television taping as we head towards WrestleMania. Or they just might build up the storyline and save it for WrestleMania. I don't know. Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. Now, this is where, even now I don't understand it, but I'm a little bit more intrigued as to what they're doing following this sit-down interview that they did together. I've been very vocal about Shayna Baszler coming on in, and week one, she dominated Dakota Kai. Ember Moon came out and saved Dakota Kai from her arm being broken by Shayna Baszler. Okay? At that point, I didn't know that WWE was setting up Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. Thought Ember Moon was just sticking up for the women on the roster with his new bully coming on into town. Then we see Shayna Baszler come in and chase off Lacey Evans and then destroy, I believe it was Aaliyah, right? She destroyed Aaliyah on not this week's show, but last week's show. And Ember Moon again came to the rescue. And then Ember Moon was the one who issued the challenge to Shayna Baszler, instead of Shayna issuing the challenge to Ember Moon. Kind of makes Ember Moon look stupid. Like, why are you defending these women who are deemed all competition to your title? Why are you giving a shit about anybody? You should worry about yourself, right? And then Shayna Baszler is granted a championship match. She's given a championship match. She's being challenged by the champion. She's only here 2 weeks. And William Regal, for all the illegal action, or for all the fucked up action that Shayna Baszler has shown WWE management NXT, she's granted and gifted a championship match for her behavior? So if that doesn't sit well with you, Shayna Baszler's only been here 3 weeks, and she's got a championship match. How does that make any sense at all? And here's the kicker. Shayna Baszler's here 3 weeks. She really hasn't had a legit match. She won by pretty much forfeit over Dakota Kai, an interference in a Lacey Evans-Aaliyah match, and now her first real challenge will be Ember Moon 3 weeks after her debut. Do you think WWE is going to job out Shayna Baszler in her first real match at a takeover? So Ember Moon won the championship in that fatal four-way for the first time, only to be a transitional champion for Shayna Baszler? How is Shayna Baszler going into this match and you're going to lose your first time out against Ember Moon? I doubt WWE will do that. They're building Shayna Baszler up as this unstoppable monster in the women's division. Unless there's some type of fuck finish and we get a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Baszler, Kairi Sane, and Ember Moon. But that's not something I really want to see. That's not something I really want to see. I honestly think WWE dropped the ball with Ember Moon. I honestly think they dropped the ball with Ember Moon, and WWE is at fault for not building anybody else up for Ember Moon to go up against. This is too soon for Shayna Baszler. WWE, yes, we've seen the Nikki Cross and the Peyton Royce and the Billie Kay, and we've seen, everybody else. But it just reeks of last-minute decision-making. It reeks of WWE not knowing what to do with the women right now in NXT. Yeah, they made you a little bit more intrigued with the sit-down interview with Shayna Baszler and her fantastic facial expressions and her smiling and her body language. But I just don't see how Shayna Baszler loses this match. This is her first big match. 3 weeks into NXT. You're going to already lose your first match? I don't know. Or maybe we see Aaliyah and we see Lacey Evans and we see Dakota Kai come out and exact revenge on what Shayna Baszler did. I don't know. It looks like WWE could be setting up Ember Moon as being a transitional champion. Maybe Ember Moon gets moved up after WrestleMania. Maybe WWE has Shayna Baszler in mind as its champion, and they're going to build a storyline between what they concluded with the Mae Young Classic between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. That's what would be the most logical thing here. But I just don't see how Shayna Baszler loses this match. I really don't. I honestly really don't see how Shayna Baszler loses this match. Yeah, we can talk about a fuck finish. We can come up with a fuck finish every which way. But I honestly think Shayna Baszler is going to be the new NXT Women's Champion. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler seems to be the idea that they're going with. Even if it was Kairi Sane versus Ember Moon, you're going to job Kairi Sane out to Ember Moon. It looked like Ember Moon was going to lose the title regardless, no matter who she was in the ring with. If it was Kairi Sane or Shayna Baszler. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I just wish WWE wouldn't bring in these outside parties, and put them in prime positions just based off their previous accolades with another company, Shayna Baszler did nothing to work. She did nothing to work to get a NXT Women's Championship match. She did nothing. She's been gifted a championship match for her behavior and because she's Shayna Baszler and was in the MMA. I don't know, man. I'm going with Shayna. New NXT Women's Champion. Andrade Cien Almas, the NXT Champion with Zelina Vega versus Johnny Gargano. You guys know how I feel about this, man. I've said it for weeks now. I stated this back when we did the NXT Takeover War Games review, and you guys can go back and listen to that if you don't believe me. Almas won the championship. Supposedly he was supposed to win the championship. That was the plan all along. Now, WWE, they could have easily put Aleister Black in that position. They could have easily put somebody else in that position. They chose to put Johnny Gargano in that position. And Almas needed a babyface to go up against at Philadelphia in his first title defense. I would be okay. Someone asked me, would you be okay with Almas being a transitional champion? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I know some people want to see him as a transitional, or some people want to see him as a champion, at least hold the title till WrestleMania. Maybe he drops it to Aleister Black. That doesn't need to happen. I think Johnny Gargano is the perfect NXT champion. You got to look at it from a storyline purpose. WWE is going to be in Philadelphia. WWE is going to be in the one town in which will represent one half of the Super Bowl this year. So it's going to have an underdog mentality going into that weekend anyway, because they're going up against the New England Patriots. So you know the city is going to be on this underdog kick. Can we beat the New England Patriots? Can we beat Andrade Cien Almas? WWE has Daniel Bryan in Johnny Gargano, and I honestly hope that they realize that. They realize that. Dating back all the way from Chicago in May. And the story that's been told, if you've been watching NXT, Gargano lost his heart. Gargano felt like he didn't belong in NXT anymore. And one day, William Regal gives him an opportunity. He starts stringing along some victories. He beats Kassius Ohno. He wins a fatal four-way. And he pins Aleister Black. If WWE was not serious, and this is my mentality on it, and I hope I'm right. I don't want to just go based on the fact that I love Johnny Gargano and I want to see him win. I don't want to base it on the fact that I'm going with what my heart says instead of what my mind is thinking. Because what my mind is thinking is Andrade versus Aleister Black at WrestleMania. What my heart wants, and what I know is right, and what I know is the better decision, is Gargano versus whomever. Now, the wild card here is Tommaso Ciampa. We don't know if he's ready. We don't know if he's ready to come back. We don't know if he's even ready to make an interference. We don't know. We don't know. But the fact that WWE has built up Johnny Gargano up until this point, the fact that they built up Johnny Gargano to pin Aleister Black, who has never been pinned before, whether it's a one-on-one situation, in a fatal four-way, or due to a fuck finish. He's never been pinned. If WWE was not serious about Johnny Gargano, why would they have him pin the number one man in WWE in NXT? It makes no sense to me. And then WWE has Mauro Ranallo come out on television and proclaim, and if you listened, you heard him, Gargano is 0-2 versus Almas in both of their matches. Once in Brooklyn and then again on regular NXT television on Wednesday. Johnny Gargano is not going 0-3 against Almas. I'm telling you right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We all know Gargano is the right choice here. Whether it's for Tommaso Ciampa, if we see Ciampa at Philadelphia, that remains to be seen. But for Gargano to lose this match, this would be the biggest blunder of the year. Triple H even stated it in the conference call that he did this week. Gargano is the biggest babyface this industry has right now. You're not going to say that unless there are big plans for him. Triple H knows that if Gargano wins that match and is declared the winner and pins Almas or gets the Gargano escape on Almas and makes him tap, that building, I swear on everything that is holy, will fucking cave in. I don't know where they're going to be, but you're going to have 10,000 plus on Gargano's side. There's not going to be one person in that arena not cheering for Johnny Gargano. And believe me, I already got the tissues ready. I teared up when Daniel Bryan won. I'm going to tear up when Gargano wins. Why? Because this is why we love wrestling. Gargano is a rarity in professional wrestling. You don't have someone this over You don't have someone who's an underdog like Gargano come around all that often. When you do, the storyline, the gimmick, the character, it might be run-of-the-mill, it might be something that we've seen before. But Gargano is special. Gargano makes you believe in everything that he does. For WWE to have something so perfect like this presented to them this weekend, and they don't capitalize on it, somebody back there clearly doesn't love professional wrestling. Tommaso Ciampa doesn't even need to interfere in this match. It's the storyline that Gargano fought back from Ciampa, overcame heartbreak, realized that he does belong, got some of that confidence back, was gifted an NXT Championship match, and became the man. Only for his best friend to sit at home, jealous that he's succeeding without him. He doesn't need to ruin Gargano. If you're Ciampa, what would you rather do? Would you rather believe in yourself? Would you rather believe that you're the better man? Would you rather Gargano win the title and have him be the champion and you come back and take that title from him? Proving that you've always been the better man and that Gargano was always the loser, that you can't be anything without me? Or would you rather have Ciampa come in and completely devastate this guy and fuck him over? If I'm Ciampa, I want a match with Gargano and I want a match with him as the champion so I could take that title from him. That would be more pleasure to me. That would be more beneficial to me. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Andrade, probably one of the best wrestlers, probably one of the best top 5 guys in the company in ring. Guy is awesome. Guy's had a career resurrected with Zelina Vega. Does he need to be a champion? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I think it's time for Gargano. I think it's time for Gargano to be the man. I think it's time we get Gargano and whomever, Adam Cole at New Orleans. Maybe Ciampa comes back and ruins Gargano at New Orleans. Don't take this away from Gargano. Give us the feel-good moment of the year. Give it to us. You can always do the Ciampa. He doesn't have to ruin Gargano from winning the title, but you could always do the same thing and give us the feel-good moment at New Orleans. Ciampa could come and ruin him during Adam Cole's match. Get Adam Cole the championship at New Orleans. Have Ciampa ruin Gargano's moment there. That's what I'm going with. If they don't do Gargano winning this title on Saturday night, WWE will have made the biggest mistake of their year. Something like this does not come around often. Capitalize on it. Give me the feel-good moment. Make the weekend. Give the wrestling fans that moment. We don't see it ever. We've seen it with Daniel Bryan 4 years ago. I think we're going to see it again with Gargano on Saturday night. Gargano is your new NXT champion. That is your NXT Takeover preview and predictions. That is off the script. And I'll see you guys on Saturday where we talk about Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble news. Stephanie McMahon commentating what I think is going to happen with the Women's Royal Rumble. Who I think the Final Four will be in the Royal Rumble. Men's Royal Rumble. Who I think the Final Four are going to be in the Royal Rumble. Men's. Who I think is going to be the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble. I got news on WWE potentially switching up the winner of the Universal Championship match. Got a lot of news on the Royal Rumble, so we'll talk about that on Saturday. Full Royal Rumble coverage on Off the Script. So thank you guys so very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Off the Script. Takeover on Saturday night. Review after the show is over. See you guys there. Until then, hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on your bells for all notifications, man. Thank you guys so much. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Royal Rumble coverage. NXT Takeover, going to be a big day. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Takeover tomorrow night. I'll see you there.